So, what are you studying? Me asks. I take out more of my folders, binders, my agenda, and scatter everything all over the dining room table. I plop my workbook on top of it to look through the language arts pages I have to complete tonight. Pretty messy on that table, he says. If you were in my unit, we would have to wake up at 300 and run 10 miles in the freezing cold because of that mess. I must look worried because he shuffles around trying to explain himself. That was a joke, he says. We're both missing each other's laugh tracks. Sorry, I respond. I usually put my papers everywhere, and then little by little I organize what needs to go where. He says. Do you still like puzzles? Yeah, I say. I still do. Cool, he says. Maybe you can think of those papers like a puzzle. Put them together so they're neat and make sense. Yeah, I say. Poppy's hand is on the table. He's wearing his wedding ring. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap. Amelia! Abuela appears in the room. She hovers over Poppy's shoulders. I get the urge to talk to Mom again, but she said she had to go. She's exactly 2,486.2 miles away if you go from Atlanta to the Golden Gate Bridge. I Google mapped it. I'm not sure she understands the homework, Poppy says, getting up. It's not that I don't understand. I just need to be able to talk out the problem out loud. Amelia, Abuela says, putting her arm around me. Do you need to stand up? Yeah, maybe, I say. I stretch while looking at the little short stories and multiple choice questions that follow. That's not right, he says. None of these answers are correct. My dad paces. He's frustrated. I can tell because he keeps rubbing the stubble on the side of his head just above his ears. I hope you're getting good grades, he says. Don't want you falling behind. I'm not, I bark. Amelia, no le hables así a tu papá. I don't usually talk to anyone like this, especially my family, but something about Dad hovering and questioning my work wakes up in anger for an instant. I grab my eraser and rub out the choice I made so hard, it practically rips the paper. I sweep away all the tiny pieces of rubber and pick up my pencil to underline the sentences in the story. I write thesis statement in bold and then skim the story before looking back at the question and answer section. So I start to spit it out loud without looking back at him. Because the story began with James Oglethorpe coming to Georgia. The answer is C. And here it says he established trade. My dad watches me work. I use the pencil to mark dark circles around my choices. The answer is B on question 2 and D on question 6. These are the correct answers. Abuela pats me on the back. Poppy's eyes move from my language art sheets to me. You see, Abuela says, when you focus, you get the answer. It wasn't focus that got the answer. It was anger, frustration. Abuela doesn't get it. It's not that easy. She leaves me and my dad alone at the table again. Poppy eyes the pile of work I've spread out, and I think the mess makes him nervous. He starts gathering the papers into one pile. Once he realizes he can't organize it all for me, he decides to leave. I'm going to grab something to eat, he says. Poppy returns with a Coke and a plate of potato chips with cheese sauce. He stands next to me, crunching on the ruffled chips. A little cheese sauce falls on his chin. Why is he eating before dinner? Your room is a little messy too, he says. Please tidy it up before we go. Dad walks to the living room and plops down on the sofa. He takes one long drink of his Coke and finishes it with one gulp. I don't really know what else to do, so I study the statistics homework sheet that I completed with Mom. We're supposed to explore and become familiar with what available data we have in order to find meaning in the samples. I can't seem to find meaning in any of the data my dad is giving me. When I'm done with my homework, I go upstairs to my room and shove as much stuff as I can into my closet. It doesn't quite look clean. I decide to take out everything again and clean up for real. As I fold a pile of clothes, I start to get mad again. It feels like Dad has forgotten who I am. I tried to tell him about all my videos so he wouldn't forget. I sent 30 and he didn't respond to any of them, not one. Over the last year, we would talk briefly on the phone, but he never mentioned having received them. I knew being away from us wasn't easy, so on top of being mad, I also feel kind of guilty. I don't like having so many feelings sloshing around inside me. I'm starting to feel like the lemon Coke bottle rocket again. Abuela catches me sitting inside my closet. She steps over a few Lego boxes I put out to give away. I've already assembled and reassembled every Star Wars, Harry Potter, Marvel, and DC comic Lego I've ever received. Dad got me the Death Star a few years ago, and I've put it together by myself in 3 days. I haven't touched them lately, though. Tu papi prefiere quedarse en casa, Abuela says. What? Why do you change his mind about dinner? I think he's still a little tired, she says. It'll take a few days. I told him to not fill up on comida basura like chips and soda before dinner. Abuela starts to leave, but I stop her before she does. Oh, Abuela, see? You can give these to the church, I tell her, pointing to the boxes of Legos. Your Legos? Yeah. Okay, she replies. I can take them to the church this Sunday. You and your father can help out. Sure, I say. Abuela leaves and I start piling Legos neatly in a corner. When I'm done cleaning my room, I go outside to watch the sunset over the town. It's the time of day when things don't quite feel so rushed, when I can just be quiet with my thoughts. I'm surprised to find Dad out back, sitting on the porch swing. He's staring at the grassy hill, barely moving a muscle. I go to say hello and notice his eyes are only slightly open, but he doesn't respond to me as I get closer. I know he's awake. I don't want to wake him or smile, hoping he's having a nice dream. It seems like maybe he needs one.